What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor. I am your host, Eugene Man Roberts, and today we got a special treat. We got a young lady that's doing amazing things. She's been travel the world with some of my favorite artists. She's a multi-instrumentalist. She's a producer. She's everything. Give it up for my sister, Tracyan Martin.
Everybody, I told y'all, I always got somebody cool and got my sister here. We connected some years ago.
Hey, what up?
Connected. This is my sis. Tracy, what's up? What we doing? What's going on with you?
What's up, man? Listen, I don't think I've seen you since like NAMM 2019, I think. And I got receipts. I got a picture.
You got receipts? We got some receipts. Hey, y'all, hold on. A pause for the receipts right about now. Here we go. So, what's on? What's going on? What you doing? What you up to?
Man, today I'm home. I'm actually off. I've been working almost every day. It's a blessing to like be busy during this time, for real. I don't take that for granted. But today is just about being here and cooking hamburgers at some point, like once we get off this.
Hashtag goals.
Yes. I cook too. I use my hands for other things. You know?
Y'all hear that, y'all? She cooked too. You know what I'm saying? We multi-talented around here.
Yeah, so, man, but it's good.
This is a question I like to ask people. What new trade did you pick up throughout this whole time of being home? Because I feel like everybody picks up something new.
You know what? Okay, I might answer this in a tricky way, but I picked up the trade of rest. Like, in a real way. You know how we run, and even when we're not on the road, we are still running, trying to catch up with like, yo, I've been sleeping so good, man. It's like, what I've been doing, like,
yeah. Like this is this is what I've been missing out on when I told my friends they were lazy. They were actually enjoying sleep.
Yeah, now I love the word. Don't get me wrong, but like for real, it's this rest, man. It's a cool trade. Yeah. I'm into it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I've been getting into video and like I like to cook. So like I try to find something.
Say that again.
I haven't learned before. I love to cook actually. So like I get into things where, you know, I try to go back to the basics. I like to go back to the basics and make sure, you know, I'm good on all the things. You know, you want to be able to make a whole Thanksgiving dinner. So you want to make sure your mac and cheese is lit, your fried.
Made mac and cheese on Sunday. I did. I got
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then now I'm stuck in sushi land.
Yo, you get out my life. I had sushi last night.
Yeah, I've been in sushi land. And I've been making sushi.
Yeah.
So it's been like a thing. Hold on, where's my sushi picture? Hold on. Y'all gonna hold on for this one.
Cue the sushi picture.
Now, cue the sushi roll. Cue the sushi. Oh, look at that. What?
You better be so serious.
Look at that. Look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
sushi. And, yeah. So I know you put out like a cool video with a couple of the homegirls, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's been the thought process? Because I know a lot of people like have been collaborating throughout this time, which is pretty cool. So one, what was it like collaborating and like first of all, it was a dope video like that y'all did. I don't even know. Guide us through the process, how y'all came up with it. And then the part two of it is, who would you want to collaborate with if you could during this time virtually?
Okay. Oh, that's a good question. So the first thing we did, the Don't Rush Challenge. And with that, Roland didn't ask us to do it, but I'm like, I want to show love to the company that's shown me and my people that I work with so much love. So let's flip it. We're not doing anything that's like really keeping us away from, you know, doing something cool and productive. So I was like, I want to do it, but in a way that hasn't been done. Everybody's doing Don't Rush, but they, you know, hopping into somebody else's screen, throwing airbrushes or makeup brushes. I said, I want to do it in a way that's highlighting women in music, but without flipping. We came on already ready because I ain't want to be looking crazy. And then I was like, yo, why don't I just get my friends that I know play other instruments to have some affiliation with Roland? Yeah. So I handpicked these 3 other ladies. There were, you know, some others I was trying to consider, but it was just something about these 3 in particular.
Yeah.
And
a vibe is a vibe.
Yeah, and they were so down to do it. I was trying to get their cash apps and like try to do something because I know this is gonna be great. It's like, no, we just want to do it. And it hit, and we were not expecting the responses that we got. Like, it took us for real. It took us 2 months to do it because everybody's schedule was like crazy. Granted, for just a minute and 8 seconds of a song, it took us that long. But we did all, for the most part, the arranging was between Shayi and myself, and the other girls put their input. I mixed it. I went to school for music engineering, by the way. So that's that.
Shout out. See, that's another thing. If y'all need something mixed, you know what I'm saying? Hit up Trey. She knows she got y'all good.
Well, hold on.
Oh, why?
No, for real.
If she got time, why she not sleeping? I don't know.
You know, but for real, so it was cool to like use our own gifts between, you know, amongst the four of us. Like, why not? We're not going to outsource and have to pay somebody if we can make this cool for Instagram. And like from there, we just been getting calls to do other things. And it's like, you never know, those ideas you have in your heart that might seem just a one-time thing can open up so much more.
And this is the internet. I call it the blessing and curse of the internet. It's like a digital resume. That's what I call it, because, you know, you could put the right things out there. You could put the wrong things out there. I've seen some wrong things that have gotten people not called back.
It's unforgiving, you know?
Yeah, it's very unforgiving. Yeah, you can get a lot of views for doing something great, or you can get a lot of views for doing something crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So that was that. So actually, and that's another trade that you probably didn't understand. You learned how to not outsource. Because what happens is when we're out moving and, you know, it's like, you know, I'll get so-and-so to do that. I don't want it. Now it's just like, you might even not have the time, but it's still like, I mean, I got nothing but time. Where am I going? And I've adapted, you know, taking the most and making the most out of my time, aka maximizing my 24, because, you know, without being on a plane, you know, for 5 hours, losing communication for 5 hours, that's like work you're not doing. So now it's like, when you can only do 2 things in a day, now we got time. I could do 6 things in a day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I've been getting into the videos. But
I was going to say, to that point also, you were saying like outsourcing. It's one thing to outsource to your homies, but like, I didn't really know these girls that well. So it's like, I know we have our people we call on, but I also want to try to help, you know, give something to somebody else's life. Like, you know, that pushes me to my next point. Well, actually, before I go there, you got to answer I got to answer another question.
Yes.
Gosh, put me on the spot. So who would I like to collab with? Okay, well, easily Man would be one. I don't know if you heard of him, but
that's done. I don't know who that is, but we're going to find him. We're going to hook that up.
We family now. But if I wanted to collab with oh God. You know what? I'll say this. It's an artist I would love to work with. Okay. And that would be Billie Eilish. She's got some really dope stuff, like, and it's simple, but it's beautiful. Like the content of her music, the musicality. Right. She recorded it in GarageBand, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, that's cool. I would like to collab with her. And just on a musician one. See, I'm gonna get in trouble now, so I'm gonna keep it there.
But the thing about it is, you know, you put it out there, and you never know it's gonna happen. So that's the thing, you know. It's you know.
We'll circle back if it hits me, because I want it, because it's something brewing right here.
All right, well, whoever that person is, she's gonna reach out. We're gonna make this happen.
Yeah. You know who you are. You know
who you are. But okay, so let's segue to this. Let's talk about relationships and, you know, in the industry and just in the world, and how important they are, and just like your take on them. Because like you said, you know, you chose those other 3 young ladies for a reason, you know, and it's not nothing against anyone else, but it's a thing where, you know, I told people, now is the time where you can either build relationships, create relationships, or simply just mess them up. So, you know, you took a chance to build a relationship with some people, which is great. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you can expound upon that a little bit, just relationships and importance.
So relationships are the reason why I got my first gig with music. That's right there. So
That's our connection too. That's Philly. That's Philly. That's really Philly.
That's real Philly, you know.
I'll let you know what I'm saying.
You know, but it's simple, but it's not, but it's simple. The key for me was really just being cool with people. You know, I know this is a cliquish, you know, environment in the street to some degree, but when I auditioned for music, I didn't get the gig. I did not get the gig. And so they went on tour. 5 months later, one of the girls hit me up, was like, hey, you want to come hang out? I'm like, sure. They ain't say anything about it. Fast forward, they were really just kind of checking out my vibe. And we hanging out having ribs or something at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, just chopping it up. And I wasn't thinking anything about a gig. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm hanging out with Music Soul Child's background singers and this bass player and drummer.
Yeah.
And that was it. I'm 21 at the time, or 22. So it's like, that's not even something I could see. I was just happy to audition. Fast forward, they were looking for a second keyboard player. Which is why they called me to hang out. So that was one thing. Then that led to me playing in like a corporate band who ended up getting me the job with Melanie Fiona, but relationships. It wasn't about being the best or the most skilled. It was about the relationships and being cool. Yeah. Same, every opportunity for the most part that I've had has been on a relationship one. And so I see how people were able to build me up, which is my intention behind setting up these other ladies, other guys, you know, in my community for the same opportunity to, like, you know, get into some stuff like that you may have not.
The reality of it is, you know, you can't cheat the system when it comes to personality and relationship. Yeah. So just as well as how you're explaining your situation, that's kind of almost what happened to me, to be totally honest. You know what I'm saying? Because, really? Like, I started in this industry as a drum tech and stage manager.
Wow.
With John, actually. In 2005. Wow. You know, so in every gig I've gotten has literally been, you know, an artist reaching out to the artist. Like when I got Snoop reached out to John.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like those type of things. And it's just like, it's a respect thing, you know, and it's just, I don't know. It's pretty cool though. I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's those relationships that make it all worth it. It's just so important. And I try to stress that to people. Like even this, like us, we never hang out much, but this is we have a relationship like this brother sisterhood. This is a vibe, you know what I mean? And it's like we start to realize there's so many similarities, you know?
Yeah, when you hit me for real, man, I was like, yo, he needs me to do something. I don't know what it is, but this is cool that he reached out. Like just the value that I mean,
because I'm a person that is like you work hard and you have a pure heart and intentions. Like, you know, like I'm a person that like I lead with love. Like, you know, you know me for a while and everybody knows that. Like I'm gonna always show love to everybody because that's what it is. If you lead with love and you have pure intentions, the rest will follow. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even getting spiritual and being deep. That's just literally what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to ask people, even when I hire people for gigs, it's like, what's your intentions with this money?
Yeah.
What are your intentions with this popularity you may receive? What's the intentions? You know what I mean? And that's what really matters to me because I want to make sure we get deep where it's like, now I want to make sure I'm sowing the right energy in the person. I want to make sure we sowing this money into the right person because yes, you're good, but do you do the right things with it? You know, lifestyle is a big thing, you know, like
that's true.
Like even on social media, I'm big with what I post and what I don't post. Like I'm really big on that. I'm really big on what I like and don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like just
for real. I don't know if you know, I'm a teacher like on the side. Like I taught on a Montessori school, like as a substitute teacher, in addition to a piano teacher. So like along the way, like this year, I will say a new trade I've had was teaching virtual camp. So virtual piano lessons, and I've had like 10 students, my youngest being 4, the oldest was like 11 or 12. And it's like trying to keep everybody together in one session. You know, that was something different for me rather than like being just with somebody next to me and I can be like, no, it's this. So that's been a cool trade. But I said all that to say, like, intentions. Obviously, we're doing really cool things on the road, but coming back home, for me, I find success when there's somebody that comes up under me and they learn something, you know, then they somewhat become a predecessor to what I've been doing, but it starts from like that little age. I love the kids, like I do. I kind of like teaching sometimes more than playing. Gotta be honest, you know.
I mean, because you foresee what you know they can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all the time, like, no matter what you think, you are somebody's hero.
Yeah,
like, you really are. Like straight up. Whether it's the old lady that's in the back pew at the church, whether it's the younger kid that comes to every single one of your camps because they saw you on stage with whoever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, just like me outside looking in, like seeing some of the moves you make, like, I love it. I'm just like, oh, she's doing that, she's doing that. All right, cool. Then you bring it, you uniting the women, and like, it's cool to me. Like, I'm a watcher on the internet. A lot of times I may not be as present as people think I should be, but that's because I'm more of the, I'm watching, I'm seeing what's going on. Because by the end of the day, I try not to make any wrong moves. You know,
true.
And a lot of people will understand.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and as an MD, it's like a lot of people, when they're like, what does a music director do? Da, 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 a lot of people miss out the one thing I say. My job is to think ahead of everyone else. And people miss that.
You know,
that's the only reason. And like, that's the biggest part of my John Legend gig is like, I got to think ahead of him. And dude is smart, like for real smart. He writes, he reads, he plays, he knows sports, he can cook, he knows politics.
Nothing getting past him.
He really, so it's like you even like want to sharpen up on politics because you might be sitting in the dressing room with him for 30 minutes at an event. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, it pushes you to be a better person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here I am 15 years later and still working with John. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like I took over MDing in 2008.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been doing it a minute. I've had 2 MD jobs. That was between Melanie Fiona and Janelle Monáe. But to your point of being able to anticipate the needs, you're not just doing it for the artist, but you're doing it for the engineer who doesn't know that the pack fell off of the artist. You know, like you looking, you're the nurse,
the lights, it's just so many different things, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just being ahead of the curve.
But I was saying, like, to your point of people watching your social media, it's not just about putting up the wrong things, but in addition, putting up the right things that will encourage, inspire, you know, expand their minds to like, oh, maybe I can do that. Miss Tracy said, you know, so that I constantly watch my social media. Lord knows, I'm like, I
always used to have this fear that, like, you know, this one person that's in charge of making the decision of me making X amount of dollars is like, oh man, I seen this guy on this thing taking shots and they were drinking, and you know, I lost a family member to a drunk driving accident, and it's like, so I can't pay them $1 million to do this project because I can't support that. You know what I mean? It's just like that's my thought process. A lot of times it's like, that's a little deep, but I'm like, hey, guess what?
I mean,
it happens. I literally was on a call with somebody and they were just like, you know, what's crazy is we look at the last 9 pictures on someone's Instagram to figure out who they are.
Wow. Okay. That changes a lot. Even perspective. Obviously, we know what our social media looks like, but I'm like, man, I feel good right now, though, based off of what my
he was like, hold on, I posted that. But if you think about it, though, within 9 pictures, that may be, some people it's one day, some people it's a week, some people it's a month. But those first 9 pictures, like, that's, what are the memes? What are you saying about women? What are you saying about a different race? What do you know, like that whole thing, like, you know, showing your productivity.
Wow.
And that was like a corporate. That was like a, you know, it was a little deep.
You're wise. You are wise, but I agree. I definitely agree to your point, though. That's
I mean, the reality of it is your name is going to be in a room before you physically are in a room. A lot of people don't really understand that. So those cosigns, those relationships, you know, like, you got to be able to vouch. Like, people, like you said, with the Music Soul Child thing, like, people knew you, but they didn't really know you. So it was like, all right, we got to see if we can hang out with this person, because are we going to be able to be on this tour bus together for 3 months?
Right. She going to be a diva.
Are you going to be that person that as soon as you come to the back of the bus, everybody goes to the front of the bus? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, here they come. what do you want to watch? Because I know you don't want to watch this. Like, you know, it's like that whole thing.
I was like, you know what? I was cool because they never said like, you're just going to do this tour and then that's going to be it. I was wondering, I was like, now, am I going to be on after this 6-week run? Is so I was
right.
Out on the road, but I was like, I don't want to be a has-been. Meanwhile, I'm now 11 years and a couple of months into touring. So it's like,
yeah.
Something was done right, you know, and those relationships and networking obviously serve its purpose. And
I mean, you know, you can tell like it's only a certain amount of us that we see all the time. Where it's like, you know, if I pop up at what show did I see you at last?
Oh God, we were in was it Detroit?
No, you was in Philly.
That was Philly.
Didn't you do
It was Melanie Fiona.
No. Rockstar. What's her name? Robin Thicke was on the tour.
Yes, Fantasia. Yes.
Fantasia. Yes.
Yeah.
That was last year. That was recent.
So I did see you. man, my mind.
Yeah, no, well, because it's those scenarios where it's just like I knew everybody's bands and everybody's like, you got to come through. So if you rewind back, when Robin Thicke was touring, when Evolution of Robin Thicke, Lost Without You, he was opening up for John when we were on the House of Blues tour.
Wow.
In the tour before that, Neo was opening up, promoting So Sick and all of those songs.
Full circle.
So full circle. So when it's like, you know, that's how I knew Larry. That's how I knew LB. That's how I knew, you know, all these people. So it's
shout
like,
out to the homies.
So of course I'm up. And then I knew Vaughn and all of them with Tank. And then I knew Tank from coming out on Guy and Blackstreet shows and like this whole thing. So it's like, again, you see certain faces all the time because it's a big world, but this is a small, big industry based upon relationships and different things. You know, a lot of times when I'm in Philly, like a lot of people hit me when they get here. Like, hey, listen, I was no way I'm coming to Philly without calling, you know, that type of thing. And it's just like, that's what's supposed to happen because we have these relationships. If I pull up to Atlanta or I go to LA, it's certain people that you link with. That's just what it is. You know, NAMM just got canceled. There is no NAMM this year. You know what I mean? So people got to figure it out. And I got a plan for that. So everybody stay tuned. But, you know, we got some things going on. But before we get out of here, because, again, I love keeping my family on here because we talk forever. But then my editor, shout out to Joel. Joel be like, all right, bro. Okay. Not really. Like, sometimes I'll be like, so we make them 10 minutes or we make them 15? Or do we make them 12? What do we do? I'm going to just talk. But before we get out of here, first of all, thank you for representing not only Roland, but just like as our people, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. As a woman doing it, like really doing it, you know what I'm saying? And staying consistent and giving back. Like nobody has to tell you to give back. You're teaching the kids, you're making the future brighter for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where we can sit back and we will watch an episode like this of them. Like, you know, like that's the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But before we get out of here, what's something you want to tell the people? Like, what do you got coming up? What you working on? And if it's just something like, hey, guys, I want y'all to practice and do this, like whatever. Tell the people something.
Okay. So I'll start with what am I doing? I'm doing something for the first time that I've never done as an adult, and that is releasing my first single. It's going to be third quarter. So, you know, this is a good time for everybody. We've been figuring out our best us while we've had time, you know, if I could say that. And so I'm like, man, I got a few gifts and I would like to use them all. You know, I grew up in church. I'm a PK. So I'm singing, I'm playing my trombone, my keyboard, and I had some guys to come in to play that I looked up to, and it's like, yo, these cats in Atlanta are like doing it. So I have a producer that I'm working with, and I'm excited. It's scary all at the same time and uncomfortable, but it feels great because it means I'm growing and I'm about to step in a different world, you know, for myself. It's like, I'm not necessarily trying to tour the world, but I'm also not trying to be 80 years old and wish I would have just put something for so many other people. But if we could keep the same energy that we use to invest in other people, invest in ourselves, you know, be realistic about what you want to do. Put in the work, and then put in the work that is necessary for the desired result. Okay. So, I mean, that's really it. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for the culture. I'm doing it for the next artist that's afraid to, like, you know, we're behind the scenes, but you're afraid to step on the other side of the board and like be in front of the mic. And it's just you on stage, or just you, you know, nobody's around to be that.
I think it's very special when a musician or a background singer, anyone, has the chance to tour behind an artist, especially like on a higher caliber as well. Well, you know, I think it's good to do smaller and higher caliber. Like that's all. Like me, I love working with newer artists. Like I love it because how you teach kids, it's like teaching them how to tour, teaching them how to respect the stage, how to respect the staff, how to respect the sound engineers. Like that's our job.
Yes.
So if you always want to do gigs at this level, this gig is going to turn out to be a catastrophe when it gets to this level if no one is really helping making this grow.
Yeah.
So a lot of the artists I even worked with, like, have been from the beginning. Like I worked with people from the beginning. I worked with
and you've grown with them. You've helped to shape their careers. And I don't know if people give credit to the people behind the scenes, but you're just as vital to them. They look to you for energy. They look to us for how we feeling, because they might not be feeling it that day, which I
or we've been touring for years and this their first tour. They don't know that when you go to this city, you're supposed to eat here. When you supposed to go visit there, you're supposed to go see that site. Like we are the constant thing in this industry where it's like as this is like moving around, like they're like coming in on this cycle, and then when we jump around, they're out, then it's another artist that's, you know, it's like this whole thing. And it's like now that we're at home, people are starting to realize either you can record yourself or you can't, either you can mix your stuff or you can't, either you can shoot your own video or you can't. You know, it's like, you know, it's kind of the leveling playing field, but it's not. Like I guess I'm prepared out of the way.
My last thing, to your point of being prepared, my last thing is every day that you wake up, it's an audition. Somebody's watching you that you don't even know is watching you, and they're talking about you. And it may not happen this year, may not happen next week, or it could happen today. If you get up and walk out the house like, I'm auditioning today. It ain't, and even like, it ain't got to be about music, or because there's so many other facets of entertainment or just business that we can get into. So I tell my kids, I'm not trying to make you the professional keyboardist of a lifetime, but what I am doing is I'm teaching you life skills, and you just need to be prepared based
responsibility.
That we're learning
responsibility and accountability. Like that's really what it is. Because by the end of the day, I tell people all the time, you could be 25. I can guarantee you, if I go on YouTube, I can find a 12-year-old that can outplay you.
Oh, easily.
But what they don't have is the experience.
Yeah. So
there's
get your
audition
on.
Like I said, thank you for your time and being a
part. You're welcome.
This won't be the last time. This won't be the last one. We whenever you want to come on, bring, like we was talking about before, bring the ladies on. We're gonna have a ladies night. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get the ladies on.
You know what I'm saying? Tracy gonna co-host ladies night with me. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a two-part. We're gonna do it with the Don't Rush crew, and then we're gonna do it with another crew. We just do that. You know.
Let's do it.
That's what we gonna do.
Hey.
But like I said, thank you. I love you. You're my sister, man.
Love you too, bro. Thank you for having me.
No problem. We're gonna do a collaboration. I know you're working on your project, your record, so you got me whatever you need.
Okay.
This is documented.
Yes, at 4:01 Eastern Standard.
Yes, whatever time this airs, but yes.
Whatever time. Okay.
But yeah, people. Tracy, the great. I mean, what else can I say?
Oh man, I love
it. We out of here.
Take care. Peace.
See, told y'all, T. Martin always got something going on. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to Roland. Shout out to Joel. Shout out to Kristen. Shout out to Nelly. Shout out to Igor. Shout out to all the people that make this happen, man. Couldn't do it without them. So until the next time, Eugene Man Roberts, aka the Mayor, and this has been Town Hall Meeting with the Mayor.